So children, now we have come on day 21. Day 21 is dealing with area operations on number and topic is division. We have given many questions and we have to practice those questions. So all the questions are of division. As you all can see in concept corner, there are 5 questions. Then these 4-5 questions are again word problem. So total there are 10 questions we can see here in day 21. So all the questions are based on the operation division. In concept corner, first question is we have to solve the following and write the quotient and remainder. And after that, all questions are word problems. So directly let us go in our notebook to solve all these questions. So children, this is our activity sheet number 21. Area is operations on numbers and topic is division, subtopic is let's practice. We have given lots of sum for practice. So let us practice. So in concept corner we have to solve these questions. We will be solving by similar method as we have solved in our previous activity sheets on day 19 and day 20. Same method we will be applying. We will be first preparing the tables of given numbers and then after that we will divide. So as you all can see here, first 1284 divided by 32 is there. 32 is very big number. So first we will be preparing the table of 32. 32 ones are 32, 32 twos are 64, 32 threes are 96, 32 fours are 128, 32 fives are 160, so on. In this way till 32 tens are 320. We will prepare a table and then we can divide. So first let us check the first digit, which is 1, very small than 32. 32 is having 2 digits, so we cannot take first digit. Now let us make the group of first and second digit. It will be 12. 12 is also very small as compared to 32. We cannot subtract 32 ones are 32 also from 12. So we have to take the group of first 3 digits. 1, 2 and 8, we get 128. Now we have to check whether 128 is there in the table of 32 or the number which is very close, which is smaller than 128. But as we can observe the table, here we are observing the table, we can see that 32 4s is 128. So we have to write 32 4s 128. 128 minus 128 is 0, 0, 0. Then we will put down the next digit 4. And we have to divide this 4 by 32 first. Now it is not possible to divide 4 by 32, so we have to put 0. Okay, always see that when the digit is remaining, we have to put down it in the next step. If it is not possible to divide that digit by the divisor, if the divisor is bigger than this number, you have to write 0. It is very important. It will not be remainder only. Unless and until you complete this step, you should not get the remainder. Okay, you are not getting the remainder unless and until you complete this step. And how we are going to complete? By writing 0. 32 zeros are 0. 0 we have to write in quotient. 0 we have to write in this step. Then 4 minus 0 is 4. And now this 4 is remainder. So complete the steps of division. And then you will get the correct answer. See children, if you don't complete, what will be the quotient? Only 4 will be the quotient. And if you multiply 32 by 4, will you get 1284? Not possible. 32 multiplied by 4 plus this 4. It won't be possible to get 1284. I told you how you can check your answer. What you have to do for checking the answer? We have to multiply this quotient by this divisor. Okay? We have to multiply, I'm going to show here. 40 multiplied by 32. So what will be the answer? 32 zeros are 0. 32 fours are, what is 32 fours are 128. So we get 1280, and in this answer we will have to add 4, and then our answer will be 1284. It is same as that of this dividend. So see that the steps should be completed. If you don't complete this step, and if you write 4 as the remainder only, and if you don't put 0 over here, if you write 4 as the quotient only, so what you will get? 4 into 32. 4 into 32 will be 128, and then this 4, when you add, the answer will be 132, which is totally wrong. So always complete the steps. When one digit is remaining, you have to put down that digit. You have to write 0 if the digit is smaller than divisor. Write 0, complete the step, write the 0 in the quotient also, and then this will be the remainder. I hope you all are understanding. I am going to rub this out now. So this is my correct answer. Here 4 is remainder and 40 is the quotient. So we have to write quotient and remainder. So here in the end you can write quotient and remainder. I am going to erase this rough work, and I will be writing quotient and remainder below here. So in this way I have written quotient is equal to 40 and remainder is equal to 4. So I hope you all have understood how to solve this sum. Now let us go on the second sum. Second sum is 5586 divided by 87. So first prepare the table of 87 like this. Then first digit if you take, it is very small as compared to 87. If you make the group of first two digit, it is 55. 55 is also very small. You cannot write 87 ones 87 also, because 55 is small. We cannot subtract 87 from 55. So we have to take the group of first three digits, 5, 5, 8. So it will be 558. Now we have to check whether 558 is there in the table of 87 or not. So here it is not there. So we have to check the number which is little small than 558. That number is 522. 87 6 are 522. We have to write here 87 6 are 522. 558 minus 522, we get 36. Then we have to put down this 6 last digit here. Then we have to check whether 366 is there in the table of 87. No, it is not there, as we all can check here. But the number which is close to 366 is 348. 87 4s are 348. And this step is completed because 6 is the last digit which we have written in the second step. So second step completed, and remainder we got 18. So in this way you have to write the quotient and remainder. Quotient is 64 and remainder is 18. So I am going to write here quotient is equal to 64 and remainder is equal to 18. Now let us go on the next four sums, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So this is our third sum. 1207 is divided by 27. Now see children, 27 is very small number. You know the table of 27, but still I have written the table here. So first we have to see that whether first digit is smaller or bigger. So first digit is 1 only, it is very small than 27. So we have to make the group of first two digits. First two digits will make 12. 12 is also very small as compared to 27. So we have to make the group of first three digit, which is 120. 120 we have to check whether there is in the table of 27 or not. It is not there in the table of 27. So we have to check the number which is smaller than 120. It is 108. So 27 4s are 108 we have written. 120 minus 108, 12 is remaining. Now last digit is remaining, which we have to put down. We get 127. So again 127 is not there in the table of 27. Number which is close to 127 is 108. 27 4s are, which is smaller than 127 is 108. So again we have to write 27 4s are 108. 127 minus 108, answer is 19. So 19 is the remainder and 44 is the quotient. So here we are going to write quotient is equal to 44 and remainder is equal to 19. Now next fourth sum, same method we are going to apply. 8543 divided by 41. So 41 table we have to prepare like this, and now check. First digit is 8, which is very small as compared to 41. So we have to take the group of first two digits, which is 85. 85 is bigger than 41, so we can now see whether 85 is there. No, 85 is not there in the table of 41. So the number which is little small than 85 is 82. 41 2s are 82, so you have to write 41 2s are 82. 85 minus 82, we get 3. Now next 4 is there, so we have to put down 4. So we get 34 here. 34 is very small as compared to 41, but we have to complete this step, okay, because 4 we have put down, so we have to complete the step. Second step we have to complete. As 34 is smaller than 41, what we have to do? We have to put 0 here. 41 zeros are 0. So here also we have to put 0, and in quotient also we have to put 0. We get 34 minus 0 equal to 34. Now you can put down the next digit. Unless and until you complete this step for 4, that means for the next digit for 4, you have to complete this second step by writing 0. As 34 is smaller than 41, we have to write 0. Now 34 minus 0 is 34, and now you can put down the next digit, which is 343. So 343 we have to check whether it is there in the table of 41. No, it is not there. But the number which is a little bit smaller than 343 is 328. So 343 minus 328, we are getting 15. Okay, so 41 8s are 328 we have written, and we have completed the last step here because last digit is written over here, and we have completed last step. So 15 will be the remainder and 208 is the quotient. So here I am writing quotient first. Quotient is equal to 208 and remainder is equal to 15. So in this way you have to complete all these sums. Now let us go on the next sum, fifth and sixth. In fifth sum, 43 is the divisor, so we have to prepare the table of 43. 2304 divided by 43. What you will be getting? First two digits are smaller than 43. 23 is smaller than 43, so we have to make the group of first three digits, which is 230. 230 divided by 43. So 230 is not there, but 215, which is smaller than 230, is there. 43 5s are 215. So 43 5s are 215 we have written. 230 minus 215 is 15. Now one digit is remaining, which we have to write here. We have to complete this step. So 43 3s are 129 we have to write, because 43 4s are 172 is very big as compared to 154. So we have to write 43 3s are 129. 154 minus 129, answer is 25. So 25 is remainder. 53 is the quotient. So here I am writing quotient is equal to 53 and remainder is equal to 25. Now last sum from this question number 1. 26 is the divisor. You all know the table of 26, but still I have written over here table of 26. 5674 is divided by 26. 5674 is dividend and 26 is divisor. Now first digit is smaller, so we have to make the group of first two digits, which is 56. 56 we have to check whether it is there in the table of 26. No, it is not there. But the number which is a bit smaller than 56 is 52. So 26 2s are 52 we have to write. 56 minus 52, answer is 4. Now we have to put down one digit at a time. We have to put 7. We get 47. We have to check 47 is there. No. But the number which is smaller than 47 is 26 only, because 26 2s is 52 and 52 is bigger than 47. And that's why we have to write 26 1s are 26. 47 minus 26, we are getting 21. Now last digit is remaining, which we have to put down, 214. 214 is not there in the table of 26. So the number which is bit smaller than 214 is 208. So 26 is 208. 214 minus 28, remainder is 6. So in this way we have got remainder 6, quotient 218. So quotient write down 218, remainder write down 6. And in this way we have to complete these sums from question number 1. Now let us go on question number 2. So see children, from question number 2 the word problems are starting. How many hours will it take to travel 336 km at a speed of 48 km per hour? Per hour means in 1 hour. 1 hour the vehicle travels 48 km. We have to see that 336 km will be traveled in how many hours. So what we have to do? From 1 we have to find out how many. Correct? So from 1 when we have to find out how many, we have to divide. So let us divide. So for that we require the table of 48. If you want, you don't need to write full table from 48 ones are 48 till 48 tens are. You can write the table as per requirement of the solution of our sum. So let us start the solution. In solution we write, here I will write speed of a vehicle is equal to 48 km per hour. That means what? In 1 hour it travels 48 km. So therefore the distance traveled 336 km. The distance traveled is 336 km. You don't write therefore sign. We have to find out the hours, how many hours. So number of hours traveled in 336 km is equal to 336 divided by 48. Now see children, this you can do by writing the numerator denominator format also, or otherwise you can directly divide like this. 336 divided by 48. And as I have told you, this 48 table you can prepare as per the requirement of our sum. So I will be preparing the table. As first 2 digit makes the group of 33, which is very small than 48. So we have to consider all 3 digits 336, and we have to check whether it is there in the table of 48. So 48 ones are 48, 48 twos are, what will be the answer? 8 twos are 16, 1 carrying, 2 fours are 8, 8 plus 1 9, 96. Okay. 48 threes are 8 threes are 24, 2 4 written, 2 carrying, 3 fours are 12, 12 plus 2 is 4. So in this way we have to prepare the table. 48 fours are 48 fives are 48 6 are 6 8s are 48, 8 written, 4 carrying, 6 4s are 24, 24 plus 4 is 28, 288. And now I don't have the space to write, so I will be writing somewhere on my other page also. Okay, or otherwise I can write here also. I will be using other page. So this is my rough page. Here once again I am writing 48 ones are 48, 2s are 96, 3s are 144, 4s are 192, 5s are 240, 6 are 288, 48 sevens are 8 sevens are 56, 6 written, 5 carry. Okay, 7 fours are 28, 28 plus 5 is 33. So 48 sevens are is 336. Here also I can write 48 sevens are 336. So I am getting the answer in the table. 48 sevens are 336. Answer is 0, 0, 0. So in this way here also you can write the you can find out the answer, or otherwise you can write like this: 336 divided by 48. 48 ones are 48, 48 sevens are 336. So answer is 7 hours. As it is word problem, we have to write the answer properly in the statement form. So I will be writing, therefore it will take 7 hours to travel 336 kilometer. In this way we have to write answer statement also. Okay, so I will be solving all these word problems in my notebook, and I will be explaining you this solution of all these word problems. Now let us read this third question. Girija needed 35 cartons to pack 1400 books. There are an equal number of books in every carton. How many books she pack in each carton? So how many number of books are there? 1400. And she is having 35 cartons. So number of cartons needed. She was needing 35 cartons. So number of books packed in one carton will be 1400 divided by 35. So we have to divide 1400 by 35. If you make the table of 35, what you can see, 35 fours are 140. Then 140 minus 140 is 0. 1 0 is remaining. So for this remaining 0, that last digit, we have to complete this step. Okay, 35 zeros are 0, and then we get the quotient as 40. So Girija needed 40 books in 35 cartons. In this way you have to complete the division and write the answer. Now next question is, the contribution for picnic was 65 rupees each. Altogether 2925 rupees were collected. How many had paid for picnic? How many each one had to pay for picnic? So altogether 2925 rupees were collected, and contribution were given by 65 people or 65%. So let us see, altogether 2925 rupees were collected. Contribution was collected from 65 people. So each person has to pay. How much money each person has to pay? 2925 divided by 65. Simple division you will have to do. So first make the table of 65, prepare the table of 65 and do this division. 2925 divided by 65. See, I have done the division over here, and if you want you can prepare a table of 65 here on the right hand side, and then you can make this division symbol and do the division. So when I divide, I get 45 as the answer. If you want you can take out the screenshot from this solution, and then you can try to solve the sum. So our answer is 45. Answer statement we have to write, each person has to pay rupees 45. In this way we have to solve the sums. All these sums, most of the sums are of division. Okay, now let us go on the next sum. If you all have taken out screenshot, I will be going on the next sum. This is sum number 5. Which number on being multiplied by 56 gives a product of 9688? So we have to find the number on being multiplied by 56 gives a product of 9688. That means 56 multiplied by which number? Answer is 9688. We have to find that which number. 56 multiplied by which number? Answer is 9688. So for finding 56 multiplied by which number, answer should be 9688. What we have to do? We will divide. We will divide what? We will divide 9688 by 56. 9688 divided by 56. So simple division once again we will have to do. Here as you all can see, I have prepared the table of 56. 56 ones are 56, 56 twos are 112, 56 threes are 168 and so on. In this way I have prepared a table, and then when I solve the sum, I got the answer, or I got the quotient 173. Answer is always the quotient. Okay, whatever we get in the quotient is the answer of that sum. So 9688 divided by 56, answer is 173. And then we have to write the answer statement. When 56 multiplied by 173, it gives the product of 9688. In this way we have to solve the sum. If you want, you can check whether your answer is correct or not. What we have to do for that? You have to multiply 56 and 173 and check whether the answer is 9688 or not. Okay, so you can check in that way. If you want, you can take out the screenshot of this sum and then you can try on your own. Now next question. In next question, it is not necessary that always we will have to do the division. Maybe we will have to do multiplication also, depending upon the conditions given in the question. So let us read this question first. From a total of 10,000 rupees, Anna donated 7,000 rupees to a school. The remaining amount was to be divided equally among 6 students as the all-round student prize. What was the amount of each prize? So total money Anna was having 10,000 rupees. Then he donated 17,000 rupees to the school. And then he was having or remaining amount was there with him. And that remaining amount he has to be divided equally among the 6 students. So let us see how to solve this sum. So first, total amount is equal to 10,000 rupees. Then donated to school is 7,000 rupees. So how much amount is remaining? Remaining amount is 10,000 minus 7,000. So remaining amount will be 3,000 rupees. Okay. Now this 3,000 rupees, this remaining amount was to be divided equally among the 6 students as the all-round student prize. So 3,000 rupees has to be divided among the 6 students. That means what we have to do? Amount of each prize will be 3,000 divided by 6. Okay, 3,000 divided by 6. So divide 3,000 by 6. It is very simple division, because 6 is very small number. So dividing 3,000 by 6 becomes very easy. So answer is 500 rupees. So amount of each prize is 500 rupees. In this way, this sum can be solved. You can take out the screenshot of this solution also, and afterwards you can try on yourself to solve this sum. Now next question. An amount of 260 rupees each was collected from 50 students for a picnic. That means from one student 260 rupees was collected. So we have to find how much total amount is collected from 50 students altogether. Now what is next sentence? If 11,450 rupees were spent for a picnic, what is the amount left over? So from 50 students, each has given 260 rupees. We have to check how much total amount is collected. They all went to picnic and they spent 11,450 rupees. So we have to check how much amount is remaining with them. So let us see how to solve this, how to write the solution of this sum. An amount of 260 rupees each was collected from 50 students for a picnic. In this way, first sentence we have to write Then find the total amount. Total amount collected will be equal to, how we can find? We have to multiply 260 multiply by 50. We get 13,000 rupees. When you multiply 260 by 50, we will get 13,000 rupees. Okay. Now from this 13,000 rupees, how much amount is spent? 11,450 rupees were spent. So here we have to write 11,450 rupees were spent for a picnic. So leftover amount will be this total amount minus the amount which is spent. So total amount is 13,000 rupees minus amount spent is 11,450. Simple subtraction you have to do. 13,000 minus 11,450. What will be the answer? 1,550 rupees. So amount left over is 1,550 rupees. In this way you can write the statements of this solution. Take the screenshot so we can go on the next sum. So this is our next sum. A shopkeeper bought a sack of 50 kg of sugar for 1,750 rupees. Altogether he gave 1,750 rupees and he bought a sack of 50 kg of sugar. As the price of sugar fell, price of sugar fell down. So he had to sell it at the rate of 32 rupees per kg. For 1 kg he has to give he has to take 32 rupees from his customer. So how much less money did he get than he spent? He spent 1,750 rupees. And how much amount he get, that we have to find first. And then how much less the amount he get was than he spent. So let us see. A shopkeeper bought a sack of 50 kg sugar for 1,750 rupees. Correct? So this is the cost price of sugar. He bought, so it is cost price. Cost price of 50 kg sugar is 1,750 rupees. Now he sold the sugar as 32 rupees per kg. For 1 kg he sold 32 rupees. How much sugar was there? 50 kg sugar was there, and he has to sell 50 kg sugar. So selling price of 50 kg sugar will be 32 for 1 kg multiplied by 50 kg. So answer is 1,600 rupees. So he got 1,600 rupees and he spent 1,750 rupees. That means he gave more money than he got. He received less money as compared to the money he spent. So the shopkeeper got how much money? How to find? 1,750 minus 1,600 is equal to 150 rupees less money than he spent. How much less money he spent? How much less money he received? He received 150 rupees less money than he spent. In this way, this solution also you have to write down. Take the screenshot and afterwards you all can try to solve the solution by writing the statements like this. Now next question is, a shopkeeper bought 7 pressure cookers at the rate of 1,870 rupees. At the rate of 1,870 rupees means what? The cost of one pressure cooker is 1,870 rupees. Okay. At the rate of 1,870 rupees per cooker, that means one cooker cost is rupees 1,870. Then he sold them all for the total of 14,230 rupees. What we have to find out, did he get less or more money than he had spent? This we have to find out. So let us start our solution. We have to write cost of one pressure cooker, which is given 1,870 rupees. Then we have to find out cost price of 7 pressure cookers. 1,870 multiplied by 7, correct? If one pressure cooker cost 1,870 rupees, what will be the cost price of 7 pressure cookers? We have to multiply the cost of one pressure cooker by 7. So we get, if you multiply 1,870 by 7, you will get 13,090 rupees. Now what is next? Shopkeeper sold all pressure cookers at 14,230 rupees. That means what? This is the selling price of 7 pressure cookers. You should write 7 here. So cost price is of 7 pressure cooker is 13,090 rupees, and selling price of 7 pressure cooker is 14,230. So we can see that selling price is bigger than cost price. So we can subtract cost price from selling price. So when cost price is subtracted from selling price, 14,230 minus 13,090, we get 1140. So when the selling price is more, shopkeeper gets more money, and when selling price is less, shopkeeper will get less money. So that's why, because the selling price is bigger, shopkeeper got 1140 rupees more than he spent. In this way we have to write this answer statement. Writing answer statement is also very important, you all know that. And in this way we can write the solution. If you want, you can take the screenshot of this solution also, and then we will go on the next sum. So this is our next sum. 14 families in society together bought 8 sacks of wheat, each weighing 98 kilos. So each weighing 98 kilos means what? Weight of one sack is 98 kilo, and they together bought 8 sacks of wheat. So we have to find out the weight of 8 sacks first. First we will be finding out the weight of 8 sacks. After that, what is there? If they shared all wheat equally, this wheat of 8 sacks is equally shared by 14 families. What was the share of each family? We will have to find out. So see how the solution is written here. Weight of one sack of wheat is given 98 kilo. Here it is given. Okay, in the question it is given each weighing 98 kilo means what? Weight of one sack of wheat is 98 kilo. How many sacks are there? 8. So we have to first find out what is the total weight. So total weight of 8 sacks. What we have to do? 98 multiplied by 8. So 98 multiplied by 8 is 784 kilo. So total wheat was 784, and this 784 kilo is distributed among 14 families equally. So 14 families together bought 784 kg of wheat. So share of each family. What we have to do? Total wheat divided by the number of families. Total wheat is 784 divided by 14. So 784 divided by 14. If you do this division, you will get 56. So one family get 56 kilo of wheat. Share of each family is 56 kg of wheat. In this way we have to write the answer statement. So there are many questions for practice in this activity sheet number 21. We have done the practice of all these questions in this video. Thank you for watching this video. We will continue the next activity sheets in next videos.